What's up guys, it's Crystal here. I am back with another video for you guys, and this time I am going to be reviewing Cosrx's Clear Fit Blemish Cushion. So this is basically a collaboration with Style Korean, and because Cosrx is such a popular brand in terms of skincare, I was pretty sure that the cushion would probably be just as good as their skincare, so I decided to give this a shot. So a little bit about the cushion is that this is mainly formulated for people with sensitive and acne prone skin. It is perfect for those kind of skin type, and the formula is meant to soothe and calm acne prone skin as well as acne scarring skin while maintaining great coverage. A little bit about the packaging is that they chose to make it kind of similar to any other packaging except more square, and they decided on black because you can see it looks very chic. A little difficulty reading the words, but I think that adds to the mystery. And then also the puff right here, they decided on a gray puff just to match the black case theme, but they did admit that the puff is just like any other BB cushion puff, except they made the band a lot thicker so it's easier to, have on your hands and control the amount of cushion that you are applying to your face, because some bands are just too thin and your fingers slip out, but this one is perfect for that. So formula wise, this is actually a pretty interesting cushion. Cosrx definitely kept up with their emphasis on skincare, because the main ingredients of this cushion is Centella asiatica leaf extract and tea tree oil. Now, Centella asiatica is actually a very, very important ingredient in a lot of skincare products nowadays. Now, Centella is a herb that is rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, niacin, and carotene. Not only does this wonderful herb promote collagen, but it is actually a really good ingredient to use for anti-inflammation. In terms of tea tree oil is actually a really great ingredient to use for skin ailments from acne to psoriasis. And basically what tea tree oil does is that it kind of kills a lot of bacteria, except you want to be careful with overusing it because it can dry out your skin and then actually cause your skin to produce more oil, which can end up clogging your pores and cause acne. It is a really good ingredient, especially if you limit it. Alright, so more about the actual physical product itself. This is $24 US on stylekorean.com. It comes in 15 grams of product. There is an SPF of 47 PA triple plus, and it actually comes in 3 shades, which is one more than a lot of average Korean BB cushions. 21, 23 are the more common shades, especially in Korean BB cushions, but they just recently came out with shade 27, and they do have a bit of a beige undertone to it, so a little bit of orange undertone, and it's actually great that they came out with a newer, darker shade for anyone who has a richer skin tone. So props to Cosrx for that. And I don't have shade 27, but I do have shade 21 and 23. So I'm just going to show you guys a swatch of what they look like so you can kind of get an idea of the color difference. Alright, so now that we looked at the shades, let's go right into my first impression of the product. I'm going to use the Clear Fit Blemish Cushion from Cosrx for the first time, and I already primed my face and everything, and I decided to skip some steps in my skincare that I typically use to kind of control my acne, because this BB cushion is supposed to have amazing acne fighting ingredients in it, so I kind of want to test that out. And it does have a pretty strong, almost like a tea tree oil and Centella cushion. Whoa, very pigmented. So already I can tell that it's really pigmented. Can you see that? And it's really shiny, kind of dewy. And I also did not use any concealer or anything yet, so it's just this. Okay, so I only did half of my face so far. You can tell this is just one layer. I may have grabbed too much product, I'm not sure, but this is just one layer and it's very high in coverage that I see so far. A little shiny, kind of dewy, kind of not my scene. A little bit more on this side, and I'm concentrating on my middle parts of my face a little bit more and then spreading it out. I feel like the tone's a little too yellow and orangey, so I'm just gonna try to blend it down towards my neck a little bit. This is one layer only, and I only had to dip into the product twice, once for this side and once for this side. So coverage is really amazing. Like, I can see why some people raved about the coverage. It's really, really nice. Very, very strong in pigmentation, which is quite interesting because a lot of BB cushions are very weak in pigmentation. So I feel like this definitely does cater more towards people who have acne prone skin or scar easily, because it easily covers up, you know, that acne scar. Like earlier I was like really red and blotchy, and I think it did a good job of evening out. It does have a very nice natural finish to it. It doesn't look cakey. In my opinion, doesn't feel cakey either. Doesn't feel heavy at all. It's just a little too shiny for my like blend very easily too. I like that. Yeah, I think one layer is actually really good. I don't really want to go in with a second layer. Maybe just a little bit for these little peaking acne scars. So I'm just gonna really, really go light with grabbing some products because it's so pigmented. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's literally doing a great job of covering all my blotches. So definitely buildable, but I'm just gonna go ahead and let it sit a little bit to set. And then I'm not going to use any finishing powder except for under my eyes, but I will get back to you guys once I finish my makeup and see how it settled into my skin. As you can see, it started to settle in. It's holding pretty well. I did start to notice that at first it looked kind of weird around my nose area because my pores on my nose are actually quite large. But it's starting to settle in a little better. Looks a little bit more smoother. And then around my mouth, a little bits of creases, but we'll see how that is at the end of the day. I don't know if it's because it's trying to settle in or not. But yeah, so this is what I look like so far. And we will see throughout the day about this BB cushion. Hey guys, so it's been, let's see, I applied makeup on at 2 p.m. It's currently 11 p.m. So it's been like about 9 hours since I wore the BB cushion. No touch-ups, nothing. The only thing I did was put translucent powder under my eyes and contour and blush. And as you can see, actually I don't know if you can see, but it actually looks really close to what it kind of looked like once it settled. It didn't look that much different. Little shininess going on here. I would say after an hour my nose was very, very shiny. It was kind of shiny before, like even when I applied it, but like it got a little shinier, but that was kind of it. It held up really, really well. It's very moisturizing. It's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit here, and there's no dry patches on my face. It didn't bundle up or anything like that. It was very, very moisturizing. The only thing I noticed that there's just slight creasing here, and that's kind of it. I'm very surprised of how well this didn't like slide around or patch up or like transfer that much. But I mean, it is my first time wearing this BB cushion, so I'm going to continue using this BB cushion for a couple more weeks before I give my final verdict. Welcome back to about a month and a half later, and as always, let's dive right into the pros of the product. So as always, like any other BB cushion, it is very travel friendly. I like that it's a flat surface instead of some cushions that are a little rounder. It fits very snug into a lot of purses, backpacks, whatever you want. It's quite slim, so it's really nice. And I do really like how the mirror is really, really big, as you can see here. Since the mirror is really, really big, it gives you way more room to see yourself in. And it's also really nice that the band on the cushion is really big. So it's way easier to have in your hands, and it's just much more comfortable that way. So I really like that they thought about all of this in advance. On top of that, just like any other Cosrx product, it is very, very affordable. The average cost for BB cushions are typically ranging from $30 to $40 and up. So this is $24, so a little bit cheaper than average BB cushions, and I would have to say that the quality of it is way better, so you're paying less for a really good quality product. Now the pigment on this product is very, very pigmented, so when they say it's perfect for acne scarred skin or acne prone skin with great coverage, they weren't lying. You know, like this is just one layer. I'm actually wearing it right now. One layer is usually enough. or 2 layers. I never go past 2 layers. And a little bit does go a long way, which goes back to my last pro that it's affordable, because I feel like this is long lasting because you don't waste as much product for coverage. Since it's so pigmented, I feel like it would last a lot longer. On top of that, it is buildable, but it never looks cakey. It literally looks like skin, but better no matter how many layers you apply. Even though it's heavily pigmented, it's not really heavy on the pores. I never felt like it clogged my pores up or anything like that. And for me personally, since I have oily skin, I never noticed any dry patches. It didn't really do that for me, but I think it depends on the base of your skincare if you are concentrated more on hydration. It also blends very, very beautifully and very nicely, so it's really great on time. It's not very time consuming at all. And the end result, without having to do any finishing powder or anything like that, is kind of dewy looking. So if you're looking into dewy BB cushions, this is a good cushion for that. I think it's kind of weird because in the description of the BB cushion, it's supposed to be a matte finish, but definitely did not notice a matte finish. It was pretty much dewy. And because it's dewy, I noticed that it's fairly consistent in shine. Like, it already is shiny or dewy in the beginning, but I noticed that throughout the day I'm using it, it's really consistent. It doesn't get any more shinier or anything like that, so that's good to know. Also, this is a long-lasting formula. I haven't noticed it kind of like wearing out or anything like that, and I usually wear my cushions for like 13 to 15 hours a day without touching up. It also does oxidize over time, so if you kind of have like a darker skin tone, like maybe let's say you're a 22, like you're in between a 21 and 23, I would highly recommend getting 21 anyways, because over time it does start to oxidize and get a little darker. And also, the biggest factor for me is that it does not break me out at all. So I know for sure that the ingredients in this product, they were serious when they meant that there's centella and tea tree oil in it, because I have very sensitive skin and I break out quite easily, but I did not break out at all with this cushion. I never broke out with this cushion. And when you smell this cushion, you can straight up smell the herb scent in it. So that's how you know it's very active in those specific ingredients. Now that we talked about the pros, let's go straight to the cons, or what I didn't like about this cushion. First things first, if you don't set it, it does transfer like crazy. I did try the cushion without setting it at first, and then near the end of my trial period, I started to set it with powder just because the weather here in Texas is starting to get hot and humid, so I knew I really needed to set it with powder. And after a while, I would say, honestly, I would say about an hour and a half, I start to get shiny on my nose, and then 3 hours in, I would get shiny all over my face. But the moment that it gets shiny, the moment that my oil starts to come out, it definitely starts to transfer like crazy, and it clutches, or it collects right here in the creases of my nose. On top of it collecting around my nose here, it definitely creases around my laugh lines right here. Kind of looks like cracks being made in my skin after like the 3 hour mark. It starts to crack little lines. I will include a picture right here so you guys can kind of see. I don't know if it really shows that much in these pictures. Yeah, it looks like that. Every time I use my cushion around the 3 hour mark, it does definitely start cracking and creasing around that area. It's not really long or huge creases, they're just little creases all around. And then I do want to bring up the dewiness again. Because I have oily skin, I'm very into the matte finish. I put it as a pro because I know some of you guys like the dewy finish, but throughout the day I kind of just don't care anymore. But I do know that a lot of Korean cushions really center around dewiness, and dewiness just basically makes your skin look healthier and younger. So I know that's like a fad for a lot of people, but for me, I just prefer matte, and this is dewy, so that's why I'm including it in what I don't like about this cushion as well. Another thing I want to bring from the pro is that it does oxidize a little darker. So I am shade 21. I originally thought I was shade 23, which is why I have 2 cushions. I thought I was 23 because that's normally my shade in a lot of Korean BB cushions, and when I tried this out, at first it looked like my shade, but then as my day went on, it just turned really, really orange and dark for me, and it just did not match my skin tone at all. So I switched to 21, and 21 seems to be my shade a little better, but like I said, it does oxidize, so it does get a little darker, and it just doesn't match my skin tone as much as when I first applied it. So it kind of is a bummer, but you know, like when I blend it down my neck, it's not as bad. But yeah, it does oxidize to a little bit of a beige orange tone, and I'm more of like a yellow undertone, so there's a little bit of difference there, and it kind of gets noticeable near the end of the day. But I mean, it's not too bad, but I just want to include that in there, that it does oxidize. For me personally, I don't like that it oxidizes throughout the day, especially shade 21, since that's the only the lightest shade that they have, but it is perfect for anyone who has a darker skin tone than me that really want to use this product. And then another thing I don't like about the cushion or the formula of the cushion is that if you have scabs or anything like that on your face, does tend to collect around that, so you do want to really want to think about using a hydrated base. So you might want to use a heavily hydration and moisturizing skincare base before you apply this cushion, and especially if you have dry skin, because it can get a little dry and cling onto your dry patches. And then last thing I want to mention about what I don't like about this product is that the formula is so pigmented that sometimes it stains the cushion. So this is basically what the puff. So basically this is what the puff is normally like, and this is what it is after you use it. And I always clean my puff once a week. I wash it, and most cushions I use, the color of the product easily comes off, but with this cushion it takes a really long time to get all of the product out and to turn the puff back to its original color. And even then, sometimes I cannot get the color off at all, so it does stain quite a bit. I mean, to some of you guys, you probably don't care, but I kind of like care a little bit. I have a little bit of OCD, so it bothers me when there's like, it's all clean and then one little spot is stained. So that's just me personally. But yeah, so to round this video up, would I recommend this product? I actually would. Heck yeah. I have recommended this product to both my sisters and a couple of my friends, and some people actually ask me like, what do I use, because my skin looks really good with the cushion on, and it makes them really want to try this cushion out. I have converted a couple of people and they actually really like this cushion. So if it is in your skin tone, I really recommend it, especially if you have acne prone skin. It's a really great product. Even if you don't have acne prone skin, actually, it's a really good cushion to use. It looks like skin, but way better, and it has really high pigmentation, so you don't even need concealer. Like, I've never used concealer with this cushion. So yeah, I would highly recommend this product for any of you guys, if you guys can get a hold of it, and if it's in your skin tone. But like I said, there is a new shade of 27. It's not the darkest shade out there in the world, but it is a step forward in the arena of Korean beauty. So this wraps up this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If there's any questions, anything I left out at all, please leave them in the comment sections down below. I will try my very best to answer all those questions. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!